to the nighttime plant store just in case there's a frost being going out like 6, 7, 5 degrees, just to protect them because they're tender. You can see this is in full bloom now. Amazing flowers on it. This little bush thing, this low-lying shrub. And then these are in flower, these sort of taller ones, it's like red ones. That's a white one. More of them here. And then these are starting to flower, these ones on the big like stems where they sort of flower at the bottom upwards. It's Wednesday morning, about 10:30, and I'm just going to walk along this corridor here to IT to pick up a laptop. Yeah. Quite bright today. What I brought home, we'll have 5 of these for my lunch do today. Is it tasty?
Yeah.
No. No, look at that one. Is that yours? No.
One's in there.
Yours is in there, alright. Very nice. It's Wednesday evening. About 6:15.
Salut.
Salut, je ne suis pas pour les monde.
Salut tout le
Ton
monde.
collège.
Got all this stuff we got reduced there. Whoa. So tell me about something about Saltaire.
What? You need to ask me something specific.
What was... Give me some of the unique features for the time.
Right. So there's the mill. It opened in 1853 and was the largest building in Europe when it was first built, and it was known as the Palace of Industry. And it had a chimney that was 76 metres tall, but the top 8 metres were removed in 1971 for safety reasons. And the chimney also had Rodder smoke burners, which helped take the carbon emissions higher into the atmosphere, so that there was less pollution for the workers. And it had like underground shafts for machinery, so that it was less dangerous and less noise. And it had toilets and big windows and flues to remove dust and dirt. And then it had the church, which was a Congregationalist church, and usually those churches are really simple and plain. But Salt was inspired by an Italianate church that he saw with his wife Caroline when he was on holiday in Italy. So he made it really ornate with mock marble scagliola pillars, which like shows his devotion to religion. And the mill and the church are both opposite each other on Victoria Road. And he named all the streets of Saltaire after members of his family and members of the monarchy. And then there's Saltaire Park, which is now called Roberts Park, and it's for leisure, so there's a bandstand and different sports activities you can do there. And Salt widened the river next to it, so just so people could do rowing and boating and things like that. And then at one point it was redone by James Roberts, who brought in loads of exotic trees and shrubs. So if you go there, that's why it's got loads of weird plants. And then there's the hospital and the almshouses, and the hospital was originally built just to treat injuries in the mill, but then it expanded like over the years, and then all the workers would pay into this sickness benefit scheme that meant that they could get anything treated in the hospital. And the almshouses were to care for pensioners who didn't live with their families, and it was away from the mill, and it had their own separate little chapel and park. Then there's also Victoria Hall and the Institute, or the school. And the school's now Shipley College. And in Victoria Hall they had more leisure facilities, like you could play billiards and do different things like that. And then the school had compulsory education classes like arithmetic and geography. And there were evening classes for the workers, and then the children could go there during the day.
Oh no!
the end. There are more, but I've forgotten them. So. Say, why is she still talking? No. To peer pressure. Oh. Soundscape.